Um, so went to the car dealership today. Was looking at cars, getting ready to get my tax refund here within the next 12 weeks or so, supposedly, and the stimulus check. So I was just looking at cars. They got a Mustang up there, which is pretty nice. They got a bunch of Fords, which I have what's called the Curse of the Ford. I've owned a Cadillac, two Dodges, and probably about four Fords. And I have what's called the Curse of the Ford. When I get a Ford, it breaks. I don't drive them any differently than I do anything else. They just break. It's just my luck with Fords. It probably has nothing to do with the way Fords are built or anything like that. It's just my luck with Fords. I had a Grand Marquis, which was the 4.6 rear-wheel drive. Supposed to be a bulletproof car. Was driving across the creek. The creek was a little bit up, but not much, which I do it all the time. If the water's only 2 or 3 inches deep, I will go ahead and cross. Well, I crossed in my Grand Marquis, and the welds popped on the muffler, wrapped the muffler around the axle, and stuck a fist-sized hole in my fuel tank. That is the terrible luck that I have with Fords. I had a Mercury Mountaineer with the 6-cylinder dual overhead cam with aluminum timing pulleys that the chain came loose and stripped every tooth off the timing gear and shelled the motor. I had a Ford Ranger. When I bought it, it was fine. Literally a week later, the transmission started grinding. It was a 5-speed. I didn't drive it any different than I would any other standard, and it literally started grinding. The gear started grinding. I thought it was the throwout bearing. I replaced the throwout bearing. It was still grinding. It needed a new transmission, so I sold it. Now there's a Ford Mustang GT up there. It's an 04, and it's kind of like Gone in 60 Seconds, Eleanor. I know for a fact that if I buy it, it will never cross the finish line in one piece. But I'm so tempted. It's clean, it's nice, it's under an awning. It's probably got a leak in the, it might have a leak in the convertible top, or it was just garage kept and they want to keep it nice. I want to buy it when I get my money. And I know it's a terrible idea because they have a PT Cruiser up there, they have a Toyota up there. They all look like fine cars, and they're cheaper, and they probably got less miles on them. And I know for a fact they're not going to break on me. But it's so pretty. And I know everybody will cry if they have to watch a 04 GT go to the scrapyard when I'm done with it, because I've had so many cars that I've sold to people who they go, I'll even tell them what's wrong with it, what needs to be done with it, and then they'll wreck it because they don't fix it. And then I come out smelling like a bag of shit, even though I put it in the the bill of sale or something like that, that these things needed to be done to it and this and that. So I come out and smell like a bag of shit. So now I take them to the scrapyard when I'm done with them, and they get chopped up into a million pieces. So I'm like, I want to buy it. Somebody ran up there. They're probably wanting to buy it because they know about my curse. I'm sure. They probably wanted to buy it before I could get my hands on it. But they do have a beautiful Chrysler Sebring convertible up there, which is just as immaculate as the Mustang is. They have a Yoder, which is awesome. They have a PT Cruiser, which I know is a dependable animal. Probably might need a timing belt change, depending on how many miles it's got and if it's ever been changed before. But the Mustang is so pretty. It's one of those things, I know you can polish a turd and it's still a turd. And it might not be a turd, it might just be my luck. but it is very pretty. So hopefully that's not a thing. Another thing, I'm probably gonna have a GoPro by the time I get the car, and I'll do the GoPro thing when I'm buying the car or truck or whatever I plan to buy. It'll probably be like the PT Cruiser or the Yoder, because I already know better than to buy the Mustang. I know better. But it might be one of those things, I might go up there, I might drive it, and I might come back with a Mustang. Knowing me and how dumb I am and what a glutton for punishment I am, I could very well come back with a Mustang. But I've learned the lesson so many times now that I'm probably going to come back with the PT Cruiser or the Yoder. So that's that. Another thing, I was told, well, you know, that's why you don't release your ideas in public, because they get stolen, and it's okay for them to steal them. No, it's not. One. Two, it's I've taken ideas to patent offices before, and they'll say, can you prove this is when you came up with it? Can you prove when you came up with this idea? Took it to a local patent office. Can you prove when you came up with this idea? The date, the time, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, it is definitely one of those things. If you don't publicize it, they're going to ask you if you have proof. If you don't have proof, they're going to tell you there's not much they can do for you. I do know the several times I've been asked if I've had proof. There's been several times when I've just had it on my phone as proof of when I came up with it and stuff like that, and it got stolen off my phone because my phone got hacked or whatever the case may have been. So that's not true either. So basically what they're trying to tell you, or what they're trying to tell me right now, is it doesn't matter what you do, your intellectual property is not safe, which is not true. It is a federal offense. No, it's not patented. It's in the process of being patented. And they keep talking about first to file. Well, that's great, because I am not a rich guy. I don't have $5,000 to go give an attorney to file a patent the second I come up with an idea. So what we have here is a bunch of thieves, and I will say it, thieves, who want to make what they're doing okay, which it's not. That's why I publicize these things. That's why I make these YouTube videos, stuff like that. It's not. It is against the law, especially drawings, things like that. But it's definitely not. It is against the law. It's they're not supposed to do it. Period. And there is a lot of legislation issues with patent laws. There's a lot of different types of intellectual property laws. Some of them state you're not supposed to take people's idea, period. Some of them, like patent laws, they state first to file. And civil court law states that if somebody does steal your idea and patent it, you are entitled to legal compensation. So that's a few things that I've looked up, in which I have you know, screenshots of these government entities that have said this within the last year as I've been going through this process. You know, I've got tax money, and I'm probably going to get that Yoder, because I've got tax money coming in, plus I'm working this summer. Going to make pretty decent money. So at the end of the summer, as it was told to InventHelp, you know, we're going to go ahead with the patent process, which is why this is public. So if you see a hydraulic flying car running around that's gear reduced and gear amplified on the hydraulic motors, you're going to know it came from Benoit. It's not going to be a question of if and when You know, do you have proof? It's going to be out there. So definitely probably going to go with the Yoder or the PT Cruiser, because I know those are both dependable vehicles. But who knows? We may be able to see the continuation of the Curse of the Ford, because it's a very pretty Ford, which will probably be destroyed by the time I get a year into owning it. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.